Ancient documents are a historian's best friend when it comes to piecing together the lives of our ancestors. The most famous of these are the Dead Sea Scrolls, written over 2,000 years ago. When they were discovered back in 1947, historians were amazed by how well preserved they seemed. But opening ancient documents is risky. Ancient scrolls are often so delicate and damaged that if you try and unroll them, they just fall apart in your hands and the information contained in them be lost forever. But a new innovation means that it may soon be possible to read the pages of history without ever opening them. Gary Toussaint from the Norfolk Record Office has a passion for piecing together the daily lives of our ancestors. Right, show me what you've got.
Well, this is from the Manor of Bressingham. If I take it down a little bit, so this is from about 1409, 1410.
Wow, so it's 600 years old.
100 years old, yep.
So can you unroll it any further?
We can't go any further, I'm afraid.
Why not?
Well, in the past, this document has got wet and the parchment on it is all fused together. So if I pulled it any further, it would start to disintegrate and we would never be able to find out what was written in here.
600 years ago, Bressingham Manor in East Anglia was home to 400 people. Gary hopes this scroll will give him a glimpse into their day-to-day lives. The Bressingham Scroll is the first to undergo a new technique pioneered here at Queen Mary University in London. But these guys aren't specialists in record keeping or art history. It's a dental school. Dr. Graham Davis has developed a super-sensitive X-ray machine that looks inside teeth. It can distinguish between two materials just 1/50th of a millimetre apart. That's a fraction of a human hair, but now he's turned the technology to looking inside ancient scrolls too.
The ink that was commonly used in medieval times contains iron. So in the same way that we see calcium in bones, we can see iron in the ink because it's a heavy element and it shows up more on X-rays compared with the parchment that it's written on.
The machine scans very fine slices of the scroll and then builds them up into a digital model made up from 11 billion 3D pixels. The scanned scroll is still rolled up, but Dr. Paul Rosen from the University of Cardiff has worked out an ingenious way to unwrap it digitally. So, Paul, what is this image here and what do you do with it?
So we get literally 10,000 X-ray cross-sections which are showing a cross-section through the scroll as we go along the length of the scroll. And they have this bright outline, which is the parchment, and then the very bright points correspond to ink.
Right, so you've got a sort of a slice through the roll.
Yes.
And these little bright splotches, that's actually the ink.
That's right. So in all these cross-sections, we have to extract out the parchment, we have to do the unrolling, we have to take all the intensities and then stick them all together to form the resulting image.
It's taken months to carefully line up thousands of these tiny slices. Today, Paul is going to show archivist Gary the result. If it's readable, it will be a world first. OK, Paul, let's have a look. It's been 600 years since this has been read.
So this is what we could see before.
Yes.
And now we've uncovered all this.
Wow!
That's really good. It's come out loads better than I was anticipating.
So, can you read any of this here?
Yeah, well, this is dealing with the sale of fishing rights for someone called William Skeet.
Do we know who William Skeet is?
William Skeet is named as the reeve, who is, if you like, he's the estate manager who these accounts have been drawn
So
up
the
for.
estate manager sold himself the fishing rights?
Yes.
That's the way it worked, eh? Gary's scroll is only the beginning. In the near future, it's hoped this technique will be able to unravel more of history's hidden secrets.